12 wickets fell in the 60 overs that were possible until a storm arrived in Taunton. A real surprise given the amount of runs scored so far in Somerset this year. It was all a little different on the opening day of the LV County Championship match with Durham, a day enjoyed by Alfonso Thomas. There was no surprise that the visitors batted first after winning the toss, but they were soon in trouble. Thomas took the first of his 5 wickets in his second over, bowling Mark Stoneman through the gate for 2. On a greener pitch than often seen at this ground, Thomas extracted some real movement to then surprise Keaton Jennings, who could do little but edged to James Hildreth to go with the score on 11 for 2. That became 24 for 4 in the 12th over when Peter Trigo struck twice in successive deliveries. Michael Richardson chose the wrong length to try to pull and was bang in front, while Phil Mustard edged the next ball straight into the hands of Hildreth. It was a tremendous start for Somerset, who, along with Durham, are the only undefeated team in the First Division this season. It was all a little bit nervy from the visiting team, one which has also failed to win a game thus far in the defence of their title. Had this throw gone to the bowler's end here, Somerset might have been in business again. But the recovery was led by Scott Borthwick, who continued the good form he showed in his last match against Sussex last week. He and his captain Paul Collingwood had to be at their best against a pumped-up home attack, which included the identical Overton twins, who not only look the same, but also deliver their balls in a similar manner too. Both Collingwood and Borthwick were finding them a little easier to face than Thomas and Trigo, the two which had caused all the problems earlier on. These two batsmen were still at the crease as the afternoon session got underway and appeared to be guiding their side out of trouble by taking their partnership to 73. It took an exceptional delivery from Thomas to get rid of Collingwood, who in his long career won't have received too many balls as good as this one. He departed with 32 runs to his name. But Borthwick remained and went to his second successive championship 50 in the next over. He reached this one with his 10th boundary from the 90 balls he'd faced. It was the knock which was holding this innings together, with the team 100 coming up off the same delivery. Having moved on to 59, Borthwick then got himself out. He timed this pull shot off Thomas well, but his placement was out as he gave Johan Myberg a catch in the deep, which reduced Durham to 116 for 6. That brought Ryan Pringle in on his first-class debut. He wasn't lacking confidence as he struck the 6th ball of his career over the long-on boundary for a maximum. But he was out just 2 balls later, caught in 2 minds and completely missed timing this shot off George Dockrell, the Irish spinner, claiming his first wicket of the season. Thomas then trapped Mark Wood in front to claim his 5th wicket of the innings, his 2nd fifer of the summer and the 23rd of his fine career. It left Durham in trouble on 134 for 8. It was left then to Gordon Mutchell in his first championship innings of the summer to try to eke out as many runs as he could with the tail. He thought he hadn't got enough on this shot off Dockrell, but it did carry over the boundary fielder. Dockrell soon had his man though, Mutchell edging to Elviro Peterson, who won't have many easier slip catches. Mutchell had made 30, one of only 3 scores in double figures in the innings. An innings which was ended in the next over, the 47th, as Chris Rushworth edged a waft off Craig Overton behind. Durham were all out for 155, a score that looked to be well below par at this ground. But the Somerset reply got off to the worst possible start, with Marcus Trescothick nicking the first ball from Rushworth to Mutchell in the slips. A plan had clearly and immediately paid off the way Collingwood reacted, and it was a fine way for Rushworth to celebrate his new contract with the club. Trescothick had opened up the innings with Myberg for the first time, and he looked as good as anyone with a bat in their hands on this day. He struck 4 crisp boundaries in his undefeated 28, although he did lose Nick Compton, who was taken behind off Wood after making 8. Halfway through the 14th over, the clouds and rain moved in quickly and the players dashed from the pitch, with Somerset on 51 for 2. And they didn't return, which means that they will go into the second day just 104 runs behind with 8 wickets in hand. They should gain a good first innings lead from here, but who would have expected the bowlers to enjoy so much success on this first day?